reactions. What's the topic today? Look, you never know. It's DeeDeesReactions, real life reviews with a real one for sure.
Women want men to be their personal slaves. Women want men to placate to this fantasy that they have in their mind. And women got a lot of fantasies. Women want men to be these aggressive vessels that have a woman's nature. This is what they want. It's like they want their cake and eat it too. So they are addicted to sex, but to justify their sexual addictions, since they can't stay away from it, they have to try to make the man become a version of a woman that they like sleeping with, right? So she has a movie in her head, and she has roles that she has slots for. And there's a slot that she has for a romantic partner that only a man can be cast as. So she's willing to cast any kind of man and put him in this role. And if he's going to play this role, he has to do every single thing that she wants him to do. Pay the bills, keep your sexual organs only to me. I'm going to trap your eyes. You can't see no other woman in the world. You focus on me and on me only. And you give me all your money, right? And if he don't do everything that she want him to do, the relationship don't work. So what I've come to find out is men are narcissistic, but women are 1,000 times more narcissistic than men, because women want to be the center of the universe.
That's true.
Right? So if you find out everything that you find out about men, and you're still trying to approach them the way that you approach them, ultimately the problem lies on the woman, because the male follows her. The male is a reflection of the woman. So no matter what I say about men, it's all gonna circle back to what women want, and men are jumping to everything that women desire. All right, that's the problem.
Listen. And I know people are saying, oh, she flip-flopped. Now she's telling the truth about women. Whatever that is. What she's saying in this particular video is absolutely the truth. This is why women complain about men in relationships. It is like a movie for them. They think a man should just do all these things for them just because. That's why it's unrealistic. It's not. And then there are some men who are trying to jump through hurdles to provide these things for the women, but it's difficult, because guess what? The goalpost keeps moving. It never stops with a lot of women. What a woman wants can change at any time. This is why you have women who have been in marriages, even marriages, who have been married to good men, get up one day and say, "Oh my God, God spoke to me and told me I need to leave this relationship because it doesn't serve me anymore and I could do better." This is why I say it's very difficult to please a woman, because what she wants changes. And unless you're a miracle man, you got to be a miracle man who can make dreams come true 24/7. You're never going to be able to please a woman who doesn't know what she wants. And because if she doesn't know what she wants, you're going to be jumping through hoops constantly. She's going to say she wants this. And if you achieve that goal of getting her what she said she wanted, then it's going to be something else. And then it's going to be something else. This is why they say a man needs to be able to level up. He could start here, but he needs to constantly go and go and go, because she never stops. What she wants constantly changes, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So you're going to have to be able to constantly evolve. This is why they say, oh, a lot of these men don't want to evolve. Oh, I was in a relationship with a man, but he was stagnant and he didn't want to evolve. He didn't want to change. He didn't want to grow. It's not that. He probably couldn't grow on the level that you're expecting him to, because you just think that money grows on trees and it's so easily available for most men, when it's not. And it's not easily available for them as well. But because you have women who can go out here and sell their bodies and do OnlyFans and all of that, they can make that type of money using their bodies. Men, on the other hand, it's not that easy for men to go out and do that. So men have to really find something that's going to really make them a lot of money. And that's not always easy. It doesn't happen as quickly. So these women are looking for quick ways to get a man to give them what they want. And when they don't find it, oh, he just wasn't, he couldn't do it or whatever, you dismiss him. And this is why they end up single. So what she said was absolutely spot on. Like, come on now. This is unrealistic expectations for what you're looking for in a relationship. And so this is why they say most successful women are single. Why? Because they're looking for a man to be more successful than them, a man who's going to be committed to them and do what they say. As long as a man is doing what you want them to do, you're happy. The minute he says no, or he says, nah, we're not going to do this, we're going to do this certain way, now you have a problem. And these women will leave good men because they can't get their way. And then when they're out here by themselves and nobody else is checking for them and they end up 40, 50 years old, 60 years old by themselves, then they're looking around like, well, all the good men that, no, you had a good man. He wasn't kissing your butt to be with you. You know, he was a good guy. He was everything that you needed, but it wasn't enough. TV, society, reality TV, social media, a lot of these things have really set these women up for failure. They really believe that they should manifest into a man who's going to do everything that they want. That's all it is. It's really not about a good dude. It's about a dude who's just going to do everything that you want. And then, and deep down inside, they're not really attracted to a yes man. They're not really attracted to a man you want a man to give you all this money, all these things, you know, provide all this stuff for you. But deep down inside, you know something ain't right with that, because that's why they talk about the simps and how these women don't really want the simps. You just want what he can do for you, but you're really not attracted. It's a turnoff for a man who's just do everything you say. This is why I say a lot of women are batshit crazy, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Women are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs in most cases. And I'm a woman saying it because, you know, I've been confused too before. You know, I admit that as a woman, yeah, we can be confused. You know, you got to reel that in. You got to check yourself sometimes. You got to look in the mirror and say, hold up, girl, what the hell are you doing? Get it together. Especially you got a good man too. You gotta get your stuff together. I say it all the time. We are all works in progress. None of us are walking around with all the answers, and none of us are perfect. We all messed up. A lot of us come from jacked up situations, you know, messed up childhoods and stuff like that. So you think we're gonna grow up and just have it all together mentally? We gotta work on ourselves. So you gotta work on yourself, but you can't be in denial about the work that you need to do and the background that you've come from. So you got to be willing and understand that, hey, look, I've come from an unfortunate situation, but you know what? I want to do better. I want to work on myself. I ain't got it all together, but I'm willing to learn. But when you come into the situation like, oh, I'm perfect. I don't have to change nothing. But you, on the other hand, you got to change everything. So, baby, you got to be lucky to be with me because I'm No, that's a bunch of BS. So I think, this idea or this notion that as a man, you have to do everything that a woman says. And the minute you tell her no one time, she ready to bounce. That ain't somebody that you need in your life. That's ridiculous. That's not somebody that you need in your life. That's going to be a headache. That's going to be a big problem. In my opinion, that's just my opinion. That's my opinion. And once again, you know, a lot of women will tell me, oh, well, you'll pick me. I say that all the time. And all you talk about is the women. Well, we got to focus on the issues of the women, especially if you want to make a difference. And especially if you're the one always complaining. That's what I say all the time. I don't hate women. I just think I see that a lot of women need a lot of changes. That's all. We all need changes. I say it all the time. So I'm not excluding one. The focus should be more on women at this point, in my opinion, because the focus has always been on the men and how they need to make changes, when a lot of men have done better. A lot of men are working on themselves. A lot of men realize that they need to make changes, and they have done so. But a lot of the women still are stuck. They're still stuck in this place where they don't feel they need to make any changes. They don't feel that they need to do anything. And I think that's a problem because they actually do.